perception are distorted. He becomes confused, and he displays irresponsibility and...
After successfully saving the kingdom, the dwarf is rewarded with a book. Willow's desire to become a sorcerer is finally fulfilled when he's rewarded with a book of magic at the end of his heroic journey. The book is not titled There and Back Again, but it sure is reminiscent of Frodo sitting down with the tome at the end of The Lord of the Rings. Willow returns home to his quiet farming village with his book, instead of sailing off into the sunset like Frodo. Airk Thaughbaer is a combination of Faramir and Eomer. Is a substitute for both Faramir and Eomer, since both men lead forces against the overarching villain's army. Airk also dies at the hands of the enemy, much like Faramir. Madmartigan assists in the siege, like Aragorn does, with the final battle being more akin to the retaking of Gondor than the attack on Mordor itself. Nothing in Willow comes close to matching the scale of the siege on Mordor in The Lord of the Rings. Their group then attracts more companions, forming a sort of fellowship. Willow's cotter grows again when Frangie and Rick Overton and Rule Kevin Pollack, two brownies, a mischievous race of warriors, are instructed to aid him in his quest given to him by the fairy queen Churlandria Maria Halva. This entire scene resembles the Fellowship meeting Galadriel for the first time. At this point, Migosh is sent home, perhaps to keep audiences from seeing his obvious parallel with Samwise Gamgee. The remaining companions seek out and add the sorceress Raziel Patricia Hayes to their group. They meet a handsome rogue who joins their party. At a crossroads, they meet a capable loner, Madmartigan Val Kilmer, a carbon copy of the Tolkienian ranger, Aragorn. Madmartigan joins them, and here the dwarf party splits, which happens earlier in this movie than the hobbits going their separate ways in The Lord of the Rings. Once again, the filmmakers narrowly dodge excessive similarities between the two stories. Madmartigan introduces Willow to his friend, a general named Airk Thaughbaer Gavan O'Herlihy, who they fight beside later. Willow is accompanied by other dwarves. Willow's friend Migosh David Steinberg is one of his companions, and they are joined by two other dwarves, there to provide comic relief, much like Merry and Pippin. Eventually, Migosh ends up as Willow's sole associate, and he becomes his Samwise Gamgee. A wizard sends the dwarf and the child on an epic journey. In response to the hound attack, the village wizard, the High Aldwin Billy Barty, chooses to send Willow and a few companions to return the baby to the humans. Willow is unsatisfied with his lot in life and agrees to embark on this journey. He and his small friends leave the little farming community to start their adventure. Aldwin mirrors both Elrond and Gandalf, while Willow adopts the Frodo archetype. The small town also bears a striking resemblance to the Shire. A dwarf finds the baby and becomes its protector. The baby floats down the river to a village inhabited by Nelwyn. The Nelwyn are a group of dwarves, not to be confused with Tolkien's diminutive miners, the Nogrim. There, she's discovered by a farmer/conjurer named Warwick Davis. Willow takes her in and quickly falls in love with her, essentially adopting her as his own. However, trouble follows and a Nigmar hound attacks the village. The beast was sent by the evil Queen Bavmorda Jean Marsh and was clearly seeking the child. The Nigmar hound is a clear stand-in for the Nazgul, and Bavmorda resembles the Dark Lord, Sauron. baby is sent down a river just like the One Ring. George Lucas and screenwriter Bob Dahlman replaced the One Ring with a baby, perhaps hoping no one would recognize the paralleled plot device. It might have worked, but putting the child on the river was a mistake, as it mirrors Smeagol finding the ring in a similar body of water. Perhaps Lucas and Dahlman deserve a little creative credit, though, as Willow finding the child eliminates the need for a Smeagol character to turn into Gollum, which would have taken up an inordinate amount of screen time.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.